Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Matt and I've got wood in my workshop. Today I want to show you how I built these spike clamp racks made with nothing but 12-inch or 10-inch spikes and some 2x4s. So stick around and I'll show you how I built it. Start off here, I'm going to be just making this out of some scrap 2x4 that I had laying out. I'm making them 18 inches long. That just fits for in between studs. I'm marking out 1.5 inch from the side to start, and there's 1.5 inch between the nails, and then there's 3.5 inches between each set of nails. So here I'm making a storyboard with those measurements to make everything easier. That way I can just butt the end up with the correct measurements, and I've got it both on one line without having to actually measure anything out. You know, I'm going to be making 2 of these. So yeah, I'm just marking out the center line there, and then marking out the holes for the nails. I just sized these out to fit the clamps that I had on hand. So you can size them out to be whatever size that you want that fits your clamps. Now I'm drilling out the holes that I punched center on. This is a 7/16 inch hole, and I drilled it about 1 inch into the 2x4 to leave me a little bit of room to drive them home into the 2x4. I'm just going to be sanding these guys down just to knock down any of the edges or anything like that. It helps that a little bit out with painting and clean up any of the holes. This guy's actually just a little corner plane, puts a slight chamfer on the edge just to knock off any edges. It actually works out pretty well. And then at this point I'm just going to paint them to match the shop color scheme. One little trick that you'll see here coming up, since I got some paint in the holes, is I took some popsicle sticks before the paint had dried and just kind of cleaned out those holes to make sure that I still had the nice tight fit with the spikes. And then these are the 12-inch spikes. You'll just want to hammer those in place, and then you're pretty well set up. Then you just got to drill your holes to mount it into the wall. I didn't have as many of the other types of clamps, so here I'm just using the 10-inch spikes instead of all 12. And then using the stud finder here to mount it onto the wall, drilling a couple holes, and then screwing it down. Then I'm quickly going to load these up here for absolutely no reason, as I actually decided to take them almost right back down. I decided that this wall would be best for lumber. And I really wanted to add these. I wanted to add French Pleats to these to make them a little easier to move around if I ever needed to. You'll see why here coming up here in a second. And that's why I'm adding French Pleats to these. It's not very easy to move anything like that, so that needs to be changed. So to add French Pleats, I cut some 2x8 to 20 inches long, and then I'm painting it here, and I'm just going to mount the spike clamp rack that I had already made to this. This one is actually one that I'd made previously. This is just the 10-inch, and I have some storage for bar clamps on there as well. So here I'm cutting down the French Cleat portion of it. I'm going to add a spacer to the back of it, and then just screw the spike clamp rack directly down to it, just like I had it on the wall, but now it's on French Cleats. Measuring out and installing the French Cleat on the wall, making sure everything's level, and then just go ahead and installing that. Then I'm measuring out for the second one. Just wanted to line up the holes and everything for it. So just making sure that one's level, and then making the second one, adding the French Cleat and the spacer, and then screwing the whole thing down just like before. And now it's time to load these guys up again. But this system works out really well. The spikes were like 59 cents each, so it's very cheap, and it's pretty strong too. I haven't had any issue loading it up with these 6-inch bar clamps, and they're pretty heavy. I also use this for my parallel clamps, which are even heavier. So that's holding quite a bit of weight without bowing, and it takes up very, very little space on the wall, which, as we all know, the wall space is at a premium in a workshop. So this is a good way to get a lot of clamp storage in without really having to deal with without taking up a whole lot of room on your wall. For my purposes, this is definitely the best way that I've found to store clamps. It's very cheap, super easy to build, and really takes no time at all to actually do, and they'll last you forever. Thanks guys for taking the time to watch my video. If you have any questions about how I built it, or need more information about anything that I went over, feel free to leave me a comment below. If you like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and if you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would help out a ton too. I'll have a post up on the website shortly explaining exactly how I built it with all of the measurements and everything like that. If you'd like to build your own. If you do decide to build your own, please go ahead and share that with me. I'd love to see it and check it out and see how you built your own. All of my social media links are down in the description below if you want to check me out and see more up-to-date information about what I got going on in the shop. Till next time, have a great day, guys.